So, Enda, what is this shift all about?
Well, it's all about more targeted lending and cheaper lending pools. So China's been shying away from broad-based stimulus for some time now. I think that narrative is well understood. And what the PBOC is trying to do now is ramp up this re-lending program that they have. Other central banks have it too. In China's case, the idea is that you give the money to the commercial banks, and the commercial banks lend it on to maybe smaller companies, for example, maybe to farmers, those in innovative space, or those involved in poverty relief projects, for example. And the point is that you're getting money into the real economy at a cheaper rate. So without having to cut, either the broad interest rate or cut the triple R ratio, of course. So the idea is that it's a popular tool that the PBC has gotten used to during the pandemic, and they think that they're going to grow that facility and use it even more now in the months ahead.
Why not some broad policy action like interest rate cuts? Why this more targeted approach?
I think, Sherry, because we know the story with China's economy is that its activity is slowing down, but it's not falling off a cliff. And as long as the economy comes in around the end of the year, 3 or 4 months from now, hitting that 6% target thereabouts, the authorities will be pleased. So what they're doing is trying to just keep things nudging in that direction, keep activity ticking over. They're not about adding stimulus. They're not about trying to supercharge activity or anything like that. There's still plenty of external demand. We saw those bumper trade numbers this week, and we know that on the ground, the consumer story is so-so, but there's some activity rebounding ever since that lockdown over the month of August. The other reason, of course, is just this idea of general discipline when it comes to debt now and financial risk. The authorities are very strong on preaching about systemic risk and financial risk. We see that in terms of the Evergrande issue that's going on every day, and they don't want to go back to the races with another borrowing and debt binge. So it's all about discipline, it's all about prudence in their own words, and they're trying to take a more targeted approach.